Hello, I'm Ryson Sinek, and I'm going to be talking about a game. This is a very special kind of game that I think everyone knows about, but most people tend to ignore. This is the Big Dumb Action game, and this one happens to be called Legendary. Released in early November of 2008 to less than favorable scores, most people probably just passed it up. And with a publisher named like Gamecock, I can't imagine why. Here's a thought. What was this game competing with? I mean, it had a full $50 PS3 and Xbox 360 release, and then a full $50 PC release a few weeks later. So it was competing with other shooters and action games, so what were the... Oh man. Ow. But you know, other than Fallout, those are all console releases, so maybe its PC release fared a little bit, of course. Let's just look at Legendary. The game is a linear first-person action shooter with 1 melee weapon, 2 on-hand gun weapons, and 2 grenade types. The twist on this is that you aren't just fighting the standard human soldiers. You also fight a few different kinds of monsters pulled from various mythologies. An interesting twist, but a monster fight is only as good as the monsters you're fighting and the tools you're using to fight it with. Well, let's look at the human fights first. This is very much not where the work went. The AI has simple behaviors, and while they're able to hit you very easily, if you're in the open, a bullet will find you. They don't navigate cover very well, and their way of dealing with grenades is yell, then get blowed up. That's the human fights, but then there's the monster fights. The monster fights are where the work went. The monsters have cool or different ways of dealing with them. The werewolves are large, fast, physical attackers that need to be beheaded to be killed completely. The creepy sprite babies are invulnerable most of the time, and become vulnerable right before attacking. And these lava frogs are vulnerable to water, and spawn infinitely until their nest is covered in water. The novelty of these monster fights can wear thin after a while, but these fights can still be interesting. On the other hand, the mini-bosses, the griffins and the minotaurs, are just bullet sponges with different ways of moving about and attacking. The main thing you'll be fighting is these monsters, but after a while they become standard. Werewolf shows up, you shoot it till it falls down, you take out your axe, behead the downed werewolf, move on. Sprites appear and laugh at you, you stop, wait, shoot them when they become physical, and move on. The other question is, what weapons are available? It's a shooter, so what are you shooting? There is a pistol, a basic machine gun, a scope burst rifle, a shotgun, a heavy machine gun, a flamethrower, a Desert Eagle Magnum, and a rocket launcher. Those last 4 are given very rarely, showing up with a very limited ammo supply. So other than shooting, is there anything else you can do? Kinda. When you kill a monster, they drop a cloud of energy that you can absorb, which is how you heal. You can also use this stored energy to do a small burst that stuns monsters or tosses physics objects. When it comes to weapons and abilities, it's all very boring and samey. So why would anyone bother with Legendary? The story is all kinds of madcap crazy. Mostly in how it's told, not what is being told. You're playing through a B-movie here. It isn't brilliant, it isn't deep, but it is a bit of a wild ride that the game wants to take you on. The player takes on the role of Charles Deckard, a thief for hire with no voice. The obvious bad guy is Ormond Le Fay, the rich leader of the soldiers you fight, the Black Order. Like I said, obvious bad guy. There's Vivian Cain, the Black Order traitor that helps you out, and provides narration for the comic-styled cutscenes. And finally, Lexington White Deer, the leader of the Allied soldiers, the Council of 98. The basic story is this. Pandora's Box is actually a doomsday weapon that the Council of 98 is dedicated to keeping hidden. The Black Order wants Pandora's Box so they can do things. They don't care, why should you? Le Fay hires Deckard to go and open the box. He does, and griffins! Vivian Cain, feeling betrayed by her boss, joins Deckard, and the two of you join up with the Council of 98 to stop the Black Order's monster mash. From then on, there are a bunch of chapters to move the plot along. Get Pandora's Box, find Le Fay's plans, lose the box, take Le Fay down. While the story isn't really deep, the way it's told with the explosions and the silliness is compelling enough. Part 1 has the most enjoyable craziness, with stuff like the griffins flying around and eating people, and the golem. Every chapter after the first one has less enjoyably crazy things going on, but there are still silly things like this. Oh hey man, how's it going? Yeah, okay, yeah, fight this vending machine. As it goes on, less madness happens and just tries to hold your attention with random explosions. but the text clips you can find are nice. Also, there are some missed chances, like the radio chatter in the later levels. I don't think combat realism should be a major story factor when flying harpy demon babies are a major threat. Give us some amusing dialogue over the comms while we're shooting up werewolves in the sewers. Because tension is shot as soon as this happened. Maybe then attacks on our allies will have more of an impact then. Huh, I guess I'm getting closer. And then there are the looks. So, this game looks really dated, even for 2008. The big monsters look cool though. So do the griffins. The griffins look cool. Most of the other stuff though look really bad, especially the werewolves. The werewolves are one of the most common enemies. They probably shouldn't also be the ugliest thing to look at. Also, for a PC game, the visual options are sparse at best. You don't have any sliders or custom modifications, just a low, medium, and high setting. I'm gonna try something. Let's look at what I think are the good, the bad, the strange, and the bland. For the good, I'm going to say the storytelling. It takes a bare bones and not particularly great story and makes it shine. The comic-style cutscenes and the voice acting, especially Vivian Kane's, are very well done. Though the story isn't very deep or intriguing, it is at least presented in an enjoyable manner and had me wanting to finish the main campaign. The bad is the looks, especially the Black Order and their wonderful stormtrooper chic. And how the Council of 98 soldiers are all just really weird head swaps. It gets really distracting. The strange is the naming convention. While Charles Deckard is a fairly normal name, the other three are based off of Arthurian legend, which seems out of place in this Pandora's Box story. Most people know Morgan Le Fay, sister of King Arthur, who is often painted as a villain. And then there's Vivian, handmaiden of the Lady of the Lake, who is responsible for the death of Merlin, and occasionally directly opposes Morgan Le Fay. And then there's the White Deer, which is a powerful creature in Arthurian legend. The bland is the guns. There's nothing special about these weapons, and you don't even get cool powers to play with. Even the flamethrower is boring. If you're being attacked by werewolves, griffins, and minotaurs, a cool unique weapon would be a nice addition. Not only that, the guns sound underwhelming and planky. Even the Magnum, which can drop a werewolf in one shot to the chest. A Desert Eagle shouldn't feel like a BB gun. With all that said, could I recommend buying Legendary? I say yes, but you have to be aware of a few things. There are better games out there, but if you want something that you can just check out and play for a few hours, Legendary will pleasantly kill 5 to 7 hours of your time. Legendary is available on Steam for $4.99. I'm Ryson signing. And this is my assistant. And we'll see you next time with something other than a shooter. Goodbye. Come on.